Oh, hey guys! I did want to take a moment to thank everyone that subscribed to the channel recently. We're gonna keep the train rolling and bring you guys more delicious content as I refine the recipes I'm using to make these videos. If you're new here and like the video, drop a comment about what topics you'd like to see in a future video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and share to anyone you know that's gotten triggered, as this video should be able to help them out. And now a word from our sponsors. Have you ever sat down at the table and as soon as your opponent shows their leader, you hear this noise? Do you find yourself on tilt every time you hit your opponent and suddenly you're the one getting jumped by their trigger bodies? Are you tired of seeing your opponent show you 3 copies of Boa Hancock and attaching 1 Don to their entire board? Then I have just the thing for you! New and improved X2 drops! In the West, we recently gained access to the OP14 set along with half of EBO4. One of the biggest pain points I've been hearing about lately is that it doesn't feel good to play when yellow feels strong. As someone who came into the game as an Enel and RP Luffy player, I can understand where a lot of the frustration comes from. That's why in this video we're going to dive into Blue-Yellow Boa, why the deck feels frustrating to play against, and go over some of the things you can do to learn how to fight the Pirate Empress herself. First, let's go over the leader. Her leader ability reads that, on the opponent's turn, when you play a character, draw 1 card. This ability is not once per turn and helps her both flood the board and keep a healthy hand size all at the same time, as a lot of the cards in her deck are either characters that play themselves out, or a card that can play out a body from your hand. Her second ability is that when you have a Don attached to this leader, once per turn when your Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirates type character with at least 5,000 base power is KO'd, the opponent adds 1 card from the top of their life to their hand. This makes it very tricky trying to contest any of the bodies that the Boa player plays out or triggers, giving their board a form of pseudo protection if you don't have a way to KO multiple characters per turn. Going over some of her key cards, Boa typically plays Shakuyaku, Ron, and the Gorgon sisters as their main mid-game bodies. Shakuyaku draws as an on-play effect, while Ron and Gorgon sisters manipulate rested Don and redistribute them to the board. Other utility cards are 4-cost Boa Blocker from ST17, 6-cost Kuma, Rayleigh, and 9-cost Boa. The Boa Blocker is very strong for this deck as it can stack your next 3 cards in whatever order you want and attach a Don to your leader, activating your leader's ability to rip a life whenever a character is KO'd. This in combination with the Kuma or 9-cost Boa's ability to heal makes it so you can guarantee whatever card you place on top of your deck is a trigger. While all of those cards are very impressive, she also has enablers in the 2-cost Yori and Gloriosa cards. These allow you to take a card from the top or bottom of your life and place whatever you want at the top of your life. Typically this will be a trigger body of some kind to get the engine going. All of these pieces put together make Boa frustrating to play against, as you feel like you can't swing at her without triggering a body and you can't kill the bodies without losing a life. There are decks out there that can interact with their board using non-KO effects or being able to KO multiple bodies in one turn, but removal has had less prevalence in the meta because of the strength of the Emu deck. Being unable to use effects to remove bodies from one of the top decks in the game means generally people are going to run less removal overall, and decks that could have fought Boa like Lucci and Sakazuki don't get to balance the scales against the Snake Princess. You could base raise Boa and try to aggro her down before she gets you to a point that she can kill you. Sometimes luck will be in your favor and they won't see as many trigger bodies to swarm you with. A lot of the time I find this strategy to be the best to go with, as the statistics lean more towards them not always seeing exactly what they need all the time. This also frees up more of your mental stack, as you can worry or care less about what could happen and only work on the reality in front of you. Decks like Doflamingo and certain builds of Mihawk actually have a decent time doing this while keeping Boa's aggression at bay. Doflamingo can redirect killing blows to his characters on board instead, and in cases where you have Baby 5 available, even come out of situations having healed a life. Mihawk can abuse the fact that she plays 5 cost or higher bodies from her triggers and restand Dawn sooner than he normally would be able to. In mid-game, Mihawk can utilize 5 cost Carrot if they run it to freeze most of Boa's characters, and in late game, playing cards like 9 cost Mihawk to stop one of Boa's characters from resting, and 7 cost Shanks to rest any Boa blockers while applying minus 1000 power to her board while rested. Another tactic you could try if your deck has strong defense or a decent late game is to starve Boa and not swing until you've established a board, or punishing them for not having a Dawn attached to their leader and clear characters when they play something on curve without a way to manipulate Dawn. Some people have been playing leaders such as Nico Robin to try and banish life, avoiding the trigger situation entirely, but she still feels like she falls short of being a real answer. With all of that said, I hope this video was able to shine a light on why playing into Boa can feel frustrating and gave you some ideas on what you can do to become more competitive in the matchup. Now let's watch some match footage and see how I try to apply some of what we talked about. Alrighty, jumping right into the game. This hand doesn't look terrible. I have Stage, so get that out. Replaces itself and restands a Dawn. Pass turn over. This hand is looking pretty good because I have a Carrot, so I can freeze any bodies they turn sideways. I have the Law and Beppo for late game, and then Toshigi is just a generally good card. Draw Mihawk, so if they do get to a point where they play out their 9 cost Boas, I can lock those down as well. And then here, I think I should attach all and just swing 8. See if they get any triggers. And then the nice thing about having Carrot here as well is that if they do trigger and then swing with it next turn, I get to play Carrot and she immediately gets value. So it looks like they're going to attach 2, swing 7. I'll take just to see more cards. I'm a 5 life leader, so I have that luxury. And they play Hiyori, replacing their top life with a mysterious card, probably a trigger. So here, I think I'm pretty safe to get 1 Carrot established. I have 2 in hand, so I can probably try to get 2 out, or at least 1 of these, and then Toshigi. So do that, restand my Dawn and swing 7, asking them for 2 cards from hand, a 2k and a 1k, or they can take and probably trigger something out because they stacked their life. They took, didn't trigger, so very interesting. And then I pass over. They must not have seen a lot of bodies to play out. At least not yet. So they play the Kuma, pitch the Kikunojo, swing 5. They must have had, maybe it was a Kikunojo and I was hoping I would go down to 3 life somehow. Okay, and then they pass. No Dawn on their leader, but that's okay because they don't have any Kuja Pirates active, so if I was to kill the Kuma, he would still get full value. Here, I think I can play the Toshigi, and then rest Stage, get 3 Dawn back. Looks like I'm gonna swing 9 just to see if I can force it to go through, or get 3 cards out of their hand. Yep, swing the 9. See if they get a trigger now from the heel. No trigger still. I'm going to leave my Carrot upright and kind of force them to take initiative here so I can start locking down their board. He swings a 7, so this is an easy 3k counter with that event. Or I can take and draw to see more cards. It is kind of weird. I haven't seen the Shanks yet, but you know, with that said, I also didn't see very many Perona Searchers. So I go 2k, 1k, and then he red rocks the Carrot. That was foolish of me. I should have went with the easy 3k counter. I'm thinking I want to try and lock down his board as much as possible with that event. I see a Toshigi, and finally I see a Shanks. So here I'm going to play out the Mihawk, rest him to get 3 bound back, and lock down that Kuma. Then I can rest Stage and a Dawn to make Toshigi an 8k. And then I'll swing 7 and then 8. Oh, and then, yeah, he gets the trigger there. You know, interesting thing to know, Gravity Blade trigger gets around the Toshigi effect because she's only protected on the opponent's turn. So, Good to know going forward. He plays another Kuma. Mihawk is still alive. He could swing 9 at me, or he could play something else out. He's seen 3 Hyoris, but not very many triggers. At least not trigger bodies. He swings 8. I think, honestly, I could probably just take this. It's another Shanks. I draw into a Perona. I can swing 10 at life, locking down a Kuma. He has 1 Dawn active, so I'm thinking it's probably the Slave Arrow. So he'll go +4, use the Hiyori he got back to hand, go 11k. Play another Mihawk, rest it to get Dawn back, and then lock down the other Kuma, and then attach all my Dawn and swing 9. Most likely he's going to have to take this, and then I'll get 1 Dawn back. Ooh, finally he gets a body trigger with the Shakuyaku. He draws 2, has to discard. He discards Kikunojo and Perfume Femur, so he might have another unblockable event in hand, or maybe he's thinking he's going to have to defend pretty heavy. He red rocks one of the Mihawks and swings 5. So I give him one of the Shanks as a 2k counter due to the Mihawk's ability. Neither of the Kuma can swing. He can swing 8 here, and him swinging 8 tells me that he probably has another Slave Arrow in hand. So I will probably counter out with the event and the Perona. I don't think I necessarily have to go for game here, so I'm gonna go 7k leader, rest my stage to get 3 Dawn back so that he doesn't have a chance to swing into anything. Swing 10, lock down, and then I can swing another 10 here, and then he probably Slave Arrows. Yep, he Slave Arrows, gets the Hiyori back to hand, and 2k's out. I get 1 Dawn back. I don't have any events to play with it, but at this point that is a bit moot. He heals up. And then he swings 7 to force a card out of hand. I give him a 2k just to make sure I don't die. Here, I would honestly probably pitch the Shanks. Yep, go up to 9, and then that's the last swing because the rest of his board is locked down completely. So with 3 swings, 1 life, 4 cards in hand, no Dawn up, I think this is pretty strictly math game. So I go 13 because that is higher than anything he can counter out of right now. He takes, and then we can go the rest with Mihawk, and that is game. GG's. Thanks again, Viewer Swan, for watching today's video. I hope I was able to help give some insight into why playing against Boa can be so frustrating, and some ideas on how to beat it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more delicious content, and I'll see you next week.
That's the my ultimate attack. Leg, a web, drumstick, supreme! What is I?